Welcome back to OA Optimism. Let's talk about wear and tear. Another thing that you don't have to worry about. Okay, wear and tear implies that if you stress your joints, you're gonna pay for it later. If you do physical activity, if you exercise, if you run, if you load those joints, the joints will break down over time, and that's why you have pain. For the most part, let's not worry about wear and tear. Let's view the body as strong and adaptable. So surprisingly, that type of wear and tear doesn't happen unless you have massive amounts of trauma. If you're younger or older and you tear your ACL ligament, right? That's something that can predispose you to more OA in the future. But normal joint loading doesn't seem, at least that's the research right now, normal loading doesn't seem to make joints worse, right? Normal loading doesn't seem to make our pain worse in the long term. So the alternative to viewing the body as something that breaks down or wears and tears is to view the body like this dynamic ecosystem. So the body's an ecosystem, it's not a car. You buy a car, that breaks down over time. When you have a body, you stress it and we adapt and we get stronger and we build up. That's the amazing thing about, all living creatures, is that we adapt to the stresses that we place on ourselves. The caveat being, we can't be stupid. You can't just load the hell out of yourself when you haven't, prepared for that in the past. So we slowly build up, our tolerance to stress. So instead of viewing things like wear and tear, the newer idea is that it's wear and repair, right? Challenge the body, make it adapt, have it repair. I'm gonna repeat myself a lot, but the idea is you stress the joint and the joints like that. That's what keeps them healthy. It's why physical activity and exercise is so important, not just for the potential prevention of knee OA, but when you have knee or hip OA, that's what's gonna help you recover. Right? You can still adapt. The criteria for adaptability is human and not dead. If you've got those, then we can do something about your problem. Why this is such an important topic is if you view yourself as wearing away when you stress your body, then you end up avoiding all of the things that are good for you. Physical activity, going out with your friends, doing exercise and golf and running and hiking. All of these things that you might be avoiding, they're actually part of the road to recovery. So let's start doing the stuff that we've been avoiding. I know you are thinking that sometimes it hurts when you are active, right? That means that we just can't be stupid about doing that activity. Don't run a marathon tomorrow if you haven't trained. In general, you can slowly build up. You might have flare-ups. We're gonna learn to manage them. But in general, physical activity and joint stress is a force for good. So let's take a look at the research. There have been a huge number of studies looking at whether exercise is safe and helpful for people with knee and hip OA. The results are pretty clear and consistent. It's safe. It doesn't cause more joint degeneration. It doesn't cause more wrinkles on the inside. And on average, it decreases pain 25 to 40%. There are even a few research studies that look at exercise, and we know that it can help with pain. We know that it can help you do the things that you're missing. But they'll actually study the joints themselves. And we see that the joints themselves can build up. Right? You're not just getting stronger, your joints are actually changing what they're made up in a positive way. So some work suggests just like muscles and bones can get stronger when you use them, that our joints can actually adapt positively as well with just basic exercise programs. If you have osteoarthritis and you like to run, you should keep doing that. The research now says that you aren't doing any harm, and that's different than what you might have heard 10 years ago and certainly 30 years ago. You aren't causing more damage, and you are probably helping the pain, as well as all the other benefits of being physically active. To recap, activity, physical stress, exercise is good for the joints, for the nervous system, just for you. That's why education and exercise are the foundation of conservative care, along with doing the things that you love. Stay tuned for part 3 of Why It Hurts, where we discuss how pain is much more about sensitivity than damage. Until then, I'm Greg Lehman, and this is OA Optimism.